Welcome back to the Born Lines podcast. I'm Aubrey.
And it's your girl, Randa.
Hey.
What it do, shotties?
What it do?
It be doing.
Your girls are tired today. Tired.
Tired isn't even the word for it these days. Still pregnant. Still going through it. We're overwhelmed. And overstimulated.
That part.
So,
and we're getting close to summer. Excuse me.
Let me clear my throat.
We're getting close to summer.
So with that being said.
Get out of my head.
Hello.
So with that being said, what do we got today, Randa?
Well, one, we're slightly in a new setup.
Facts.
We are currently at my new island.
Isn't that so pretty? Good job, Mitchell.
Good
job, Michelle.
Closer and closer to being done. But today's episode is because, time of filming, we are almost into summer.
Yes.
So we wanted to give you some cool summer activities, ideas to do with your kiddos, alone.
We kind of
did partners
in Michigan, or our thoughts were in Michigan, but a lot of these you could pretty much do anywhere. So
yes, majority of these are only located in Michigan.
Correct.
Because we're from Michigan, but I know.
Is that why?
It's fucking mind-blowing.
Crazy.
Mind-blowing.
Right.
But
we quite literally made a list, and we're going to kind of go through, and that was really cute. Good push. We're going to go through and kind of tell stories or whatever of...
That way it's not just a boring, like, oh, you could do this. Okay, bye.
My train was on the tracks and took a sharp left.
Overstimulated.
I don't remember what I was saying. Like, in the middle of the sentence, forgot what I was saying. So, there's that.
It happens to the
We made a list. We're going to talk about the list.
Yes.
That is what we are doing today.
What is on the list?
Well, because we are from Michigan and we are surrounded by water, we do have the 5 Great Lakes.
Can you name them all?
Holmes.
Okay.
Huron, Ontario, Michigan.
Erie.
Superior.
Yeah.
Holmes.
What up, Holmes?
Holmes.
Listen.
If you go...
Just trying to get by, guys.
I feel like if you're going to go swimming in Lake Superior, it's got to be like the middle of summer or you're going to freeze to death.
Which one's Lake Superior? Is that the one?
All the way up.
Like Petoskey area?
Further
or
up.
Higher?
Further up. UP.
I'm talking with my cheek, you guys. This is really difficult. We've been struggling with these mics. So if we look stupid, mind your business.
Mind your own business. No, Lake Superior is the one all the way up top.
To be honest,
the very top of the UP.
The only one I really know of is Lake Michigan. I couldn't tell you where the other ones are.
Michigan, Superior, I believe Ontario, Huron, Erie. Don't quote me on these ones. I know Superior and Michigan. That's about it. And Erie, because Cedar Point is on Lake Erie.
All I remember is in like elementary school, they gave us a picture of Lake Michigan and they were like, tell us like what you think this is. And like a lot of kids, like it was just like the outline. And a lot of kids were like, oh, that's Lake Michigan. But people were drawing like a heel.
Yeah.
And like stuff like that. So that's the only way I remember what Lake Michigan looks like. I can see that.
But we also
the other lakes.
We also have a lot of inland lakes too. So I feel like you are never more than like, I don't know, 10 miles from a lake.
I was going to say 50 feet, but that's not.
That's a little much.
Right.
That's a little much.
Oh, hey, Mitchell took care of the dead squirrel in the bush.
Mitchell. I was just about to name that squirrel.
We were becoming friends. That was Hammy.
We were friends.
Not to be mistaken with Sammy the chinchilla.
Do you... R.I.P. Sammy. Do you have any memories of like going to the beach or anything growing up?
Nope.
Cool. I
try to block that part of my childhood out.
Fair. I don't want to say my biggest memory, but my favorite memory. My grandpa moved down to Oklahoma before I was even born, and anytime he came up to visit, he would love going out to the beach and hanging out for the day. So we did that with him a lot, and then obviously fishing, boating, all the fun stuff, kneeboarding, wakeboarding, skiing.
It wasn't on a lake.
Tubing.
I think it was the Grand River.
That's gross.
No. You said boating, so I was saying boating.
Gotcha.
I don't remember. Michael had taken us out on his boat. It was me, Mitchell, Michael. I don't know if Megan was there. John. Anyway, the peeps. We went on Michael's boat, and we had Ella too, and the boat caught on fire.
Oh.
Or it started smoking, and Mitchell's like, get off the boat. So then, because, him being a firefighter, and Ella just like hysterically like lost it, rightfully so.
Oh,
she
no.
thought like we were gonna like burst up into flames. And I was tempted to like yeet her off the boat and into the, I want to say it was the Grand River, but
Dad said, get off the boat, grabs life jacket. Yeet.
Literally. It ended up being fine. Like, it didn't actually catch fire, but it was just smoking a lot. But then we were sitting ducks, and someone had to come, like, tow us to the...
That stinks.
Yeah. That's about the only memory I got for you.
Also, we are starting with outdoor activities because we do have outdoor activities and indoor activities because, Michigan weather is unpredictable, so we need rainy day activities.
Big facts.
Well. What do we got next?
Hiking and or biking. We have lots of bike trails here in Michigan. The big one is the Kent Trail, right?
Kent Trail. There's the White Pine. I don't know if it's the White Pine Trail or the White Pine River Trail, but I know we have the White Pine Trail.
Heard of that one?
I
know the Kent Trail connects.
You can pretty much bike from like Kentwood all the way up to Traverse City.
That's
on
incredible.
Just bike trails. Like, there are bike trails everywhere.
I like that.
And hike trails, biking trails. There's even several parks that have like mountain biking trails, which obviously you're not going down a mountain, but there is, terrain. Yeah, there's
negative. Fred.
They're everywhere.
Nope.
Michigan Adventures.
That place is awesome. And I'm not one who likes roller coasters like Aubrey does. She's like
I love
a crazy person when it comes to roller coasters. The first time I was ever on a roller coaster was at Michigan's Adventure, and it was on Shivering Fucking Timbers. If you know, you know. This roller coaster is made out of fucking wood.
Made out of wood. It's rickety. It's creaky. It has it's gotten a lot worse over the years.
Listen, we went when Ella was like 6 months old with Mitchell's family, and I was kind of like forced onto this fucking roller coaster, and I'm just
it's gotten a lot worse over the years.
Fucking running around. Not really running around, but I was like banging around. It was not a good time, guys. It was not a good time.
That's Michigan Adventures is where I rode my first roller coaster.
Was it Shivering Timbers?
I don't remember if it was that or Zach Zoomer. I think it might have been Zach Zoomer.
Which one's that one?
Or the corkscrew, the smaller wooden coaster. Like the kiddie coaster.
Me and Ella went on that one.
Yeah.
Not when she was 6 months old.
Right. But
I fucked my chair up.
I'm not necessarily I don't want to say in encouraging it, but my parents were those parents who got me platform sandals and would push me around in a stroller all day just so I could get on the rides.
For a minute there, I was like, where the fuck are you going with this?
Um,
Yeah, I would not recommend doing that. There's height requirements for a reason.
I mean, like I said, I don't encourage it, but
I
it
do
may or may not
condone
have
to this behavior,
happened.
But you could use this little side information.
Right. Well,
Listen.
now they check shoes. A lot of times they'll make you take your shoes off.
Oh, really? I haven't
Oh,
been
yeah.
in so long.
But I love roller coasters. We used to go every year for my birthday. For the longest time, because they're a Cedar Fair amusement park. So
What did you just say?
A Cedar Fair amusement park. So they're owned by Cedar Fair, who also owns Cedar Point. So they're Cedar Fair is the parent company of Cedar Point, Michigan Adventures. I don't remember what other ones, but it's like Six Flags being the parent company of like the Six Flags amusement parks all over the U.S.
Interesting.
So Cedar Fair is the parent company, and
You learn something new every day.
there was a year that we bought Michigan Adventures season passes because we could also use them at Cedar Point. And they were cheaper to get at Michigan Adventures. Now you have to do like the all park pass or whatever, which is extra, but
Interesting. Also,
Yeah.
Michigan's Adventure has the water park.
yes.
They have little fun like fair rides.
I feel like Michigan Adventures is more worth it for the water park than it is for the coasters.
Yeah, it's got like not the tide pool.
Wave pool?
There
Wake
you go.
pool?
I don't know what it is. You can like sit down and get like hit with a wave.
Sit down and get smacked with a wave.
Because that's fun.
Yeah. What else we got?
Frederik Meijer Garden is
Yes.
fun to go see the butterflies, but they're only
I was going to say, the butterflies are in
limited
the
time.
spring.
There's a lot of fun
really cool, though.
sculptures there, a giant fucking horse.
Yes.
There's a ton of like interaction.
Walking trails.
Yep. They have the Great Lakes. They
Yes.
have a little like
Replica of the
Great Lakes, and it's got cute little like boats you could
Yes.
play in. It's like
It's actual water, and they're all the different heights like the actual lakes are, but it's
Yeah.
for the kids to
no, it's a lot of fun.
play in, I
It's
guess.
essentially like a water table.
Yeah.
Like it's
Like a giant water table.
yeah, for like younger kids, and they have another little area. They have like the little like shooty floor up water things
Huh?
over where like you would like rinse your feet. They have like little holes and like water shoots up. Or am I hallucinating?
I think you're hallucinating.
I thought they had that.
I mean, we've been places that have that, but I don't
I
think.
could have sworn it has it.
Maybe we should go this year and figure it out
Yep.
and let you know.
We'll keep you updated on that one.
All right, what else we got?
A bunch of zoos.
Yes.
John Ball Zoo, Binder Park Zoo, Boulder
Detroit
Ridge,
Zoo.
Detroit.
Detroit. Detroit. There are
That's the
zoos
thing. Do you
everywhere.
say Detroit or Detroit?
Detroit. Detroit.
Detroit. I guess it really just depends on how fast I'm saying it. Because I usually feel like I say like Detroit.
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 How
Anyway.
How many times can you say it until it stops sounding like a word?
About 2 Detroits ago.
Okay. Just wondering.
The place where Eminem is from.
Eminem. That's right.
What did you just say?
Eminem.
I live in a anemone.
See a anemone.
All the what? Yep. All the zoos. There's I've never hello. Do I smell toast, you guys?
I'm sitting here wondering where you're trying to go with that, so I can like jump in and help you, but I got nothing. I don't know where you're
You
going.
said you lost your train of thought. Yeah, I think I just did too. It was on track and it went phew,
Say ya.
way right. I'm just gonna let you take this
I was
one.
trying to help
The
you out.
zoos. What do we got at the zoos?
I've been to almost all of the zoos that we mentioned. I
have not
do
been
need to
to
get to
Detroit.
Detroit Zoo. I want to get over there. I've heard it's really, really cool.
I heard it's really, really cool.
Yeah, that's
It's a fucking zoo. What else do you want
Right.
to know? There's animals.
both Binder Park and John Ball Zoo are constantly making upgrades. Constantly.
That part.
So,
And was it a couple years ago that the hippo killed the other hippo? Like
no, the hippo killed.
the
It wasn't a gazelle, but it was some sort of
didn't it start with a Z? Like a
four-legged creature or something.
Zanford zipper.
I don't remember, but yes,
Not a zebra.
the mini hippo attacked another animal.
Yes. So there's always something
know.
exciting happening. That's exciting. I don't know.
I'm just gonna flat out give like 5 right now. These are all up in the UP. There's Pictured Rocks, Tahquamenon Falls. I'm gonna fuck this word. Kitch-iti-kipi. If you know what I'm talking about, you'll know what I'm talking about. Mackinac Island and Drummond Island. Those are all towards the UP.
Yep.
Last time I was in Mackinac Island, I think I was in like first grade.
I haven't been there in years.
I
Also,
said,
Drumlin.
I was like
Drumlin.
first grade. I don't think I've been to Drummond Island. And I knew where you were going that time.
I can't.
I've never been to Pictured Rocks, but
Me either.
my parents have gone.
I've heard lots of good things.
I haven't been to Tahquamenon
Me either.
or that other one,
Kippy. Kitch.
but they're all places I want to go.
Hello.
It's like Kitch-iti-kipi or something.
Anyway.
Anywho, before I stroke out trying to pronounce it,
I already did.
what else we got?
Losing my fucking mind. We have the Coast Guard Festival and Tulip Time, which are both in Holland.
Grand Haven,
What she said.
as well as the musical fountain.
What she said.
Yes.
Clearly, I'm great at this. I should just shut the fuck up.
The Coast Guard Festival and Tulip Time are both big. I don't want to say touristy traps, but at the same time, they're big like touristy traps. So if you are not a fan of crowds, I suggest staying away. If you don't mind, it is a great time.
Also, the people who live in Holland hate Tulip Time.
Grand Haven.
Why do I keep saying Holland?
Because they're close-ish. They're both on the lakeshore.
How about this close? To just shutting the fuck up the rest of this podcast.
But I remember going to the Coast Guard Festival as a kid, and if anybody close to me knows anything about me, it's that my hair snarls just by looking at it.
Facts.
And my mom's friend took us one year and forgot to put my hair up, and that was a fun evening.
Oh gosh. Yeah, it's windy over there by the water.
Well, that and we were on the boat, so that didn't help.
Dude, I don't like boating. Boating, like, it sounds cool. Like, oh, I'm going to go chill on the boat and hang out on the water and, like, maybe get out and, like, sit in the water and, like, hang out. Dude, no. That's not a fun time for me.
Fair.
Because I will be heading out Casper and heading back in Lobster.
Fair.
And
That's fair.
Even with sunscreen on. I'm fucking good, bro.
But I'm same.
Yeah.
Same.
2 colors, Casper and Lobster. That's about what you get.
Yes. We've got Comerica Park and Lake Michigan Credit Union Ballpark, so baseball games.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What else do they do? Do they only do baseball games? I thought they do, like...
I mean, they're both baseball diamonds.
You listen here. Out of breath. Wanted to say that they do, like, other...
I mean, I've seen concerts at Lake Michigan.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking
Credit
of.
Union.
Clearly, I'm prepared for
The
this.
LMCU Ballpark. They hold birthday bash. They do birthday bash there now.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
Wasn't that over on the racetrack?
Correct. And it's no longer there. It's now at LMCU Ballpark.
Oh, hey. Birthday bash. If you like country music. Now being held at the...
or Faster Horses Festival.
Yeah, look at that. We didn't even have those written down.
There you go. Just on the fly there.
Got a lifetime of knowledge.
We've got...
Please tell me you know what movie that's from.
Maybe.
She's the Man.
Yes.
I got a lifetime of knowledge.
Yes. God, I haven't seen that in forever.
My favorite's Gouda.
Oh.
What's up, brethren? You could go on for days. That movie's fucking great.
I haven't seen that in a hot minute.
Oh, that's a good one.
We got Sleeping Bear Dunes, Silver Lake.
Never been to either one of them.
I grew up going to Silver Lake. There's a bird on the swing set.
Hello. There's a bird. What's up, Robin?
It's not a squirrel, but it's a bird.
It's an actual bird too.
It
not
is
a
an
fake
actual
fucking
bird.
Bird is the word. I said a bird.
Okay, bye. Bird's like, I gotta go. This motherfuckers.
You're fucking stupid. I have never been to Silver Lake, but there's been a lot of tragedies there recently.
I've noticed that.
It's got like bad juju.
And
maybe we shouldn't recommend you guys going to Silver Lake.
Have a theory about this.
Oh boy.
Because they have the test hill. And not everybody used to be able to make it up the test hill.
You said test hill, and I thought you were saying like testicle.
They have testicles there. Wait a second.
They do. A little bit too much testosterone,
Literally.
and I think that's probably part of the problem.
Probably. But like vehicles not... hold on. Vehicles used to not make it up the test hill. And if you didn't make it up the test hill, you didn't get to go. Well,
fair.
Now everybody's vehicles can make it. So everybody gets to go.
And their brother.
And not everybody is super smarts.
That part. When you're behind the wheel and you're going vroom vroom very fast. You heard it. Not gonna let that one get by, are you? You're just mad because I asked you what that sound was. I was trying to ignore it.
There was no ignoring that one. Loud and clear.
I am all full of fucking noises these days. I got a lot going on.
We got Pierre Marquette.
I don't
even know what that is.
You know.
Here we are suggesting shit. I don't know what it is. Never been.
No, I don't. I've heard of it.
I've heard of it.
I want to say it's over by like Muskegon.
Okay.
Sure. We're just going to skip over that one. If you want to check it out, Google it.
We'll go to my favorite one.
Oh, this is a good one.
The Battle Creek Airshow. Happens over 4th of July weekend. Mm-hmm. My favorite airshow. I've gone... I already said my favorite airshow.
You said Battle Creek Airshow, and I was going to be like, where is it at, Aubrey? Motherfucker, it's in Battle Creek.
I think that one's in Tennessee.
Listen. Yep. No, it's actually really fun. We went last year for the first time with Aubrey and Ricky and Hope.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. Elliot loved it.
Yes.
He loves planes, so I think we are going to go again this year.
Yay. That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
There's
truck, the jet engine truck is incredible. The sound barrier is insane. The ring of fire
wall of fire.
There you go. Ring of fire is
Unfortunately, we did have the very tragic accident a few years ago of the jet truck crashing well in Battle Creek.
Yes.
And then just this year, which I'm not going to lie, I cried. One of my favorite acrobatic pilots passed away earlier this year in April, Rob Holland.
Was it April? Wasn't it just like...
It was April. And this year's show's just not going to be the same without him. I'm curious to see how it's going to go.
Right.
I'm sure they'll do some sort
kind of memorial for
tribute,
sure. Yeah.
but that this year is going to get me.
And we had talked about it too when you showed me that he had passed.
Yeah.
It's like these guys know the risk that they are doing, and unfortunately he died doing one of those things. But also I told Aubrey that I think he died happy because he was doing what he loved.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, it's sad. It's sad
Crazy.
either way you want to look at it.
He lived a really good life. He was amazing. He's changed the aviation world in many, many, many ways. So I'm excited for this year, but I'm also curious as to how it's going to be.
Right.
With that being said, there are several air shows throughout Michigan. There's one up in Traverse City at the Traverse City, I think it's Cherry Festival. And then there's...
Wow. Cherries in Traverse City? You're joking me, right?
The Thunder Over Michigan in Ypsilanti. And
for a minute there, I thought you were going to say Thunder from Down Under.
Nope.
But that's the, like, Magic Mike knockoff.
Oh, hey-oh. And then there's
Never
also...
been. Don't want to go.
Wings Over Muskegon. So...
Those all sound pretty cool.
Yeah.
Moving on, we also have many state parks.
Many.
Many.
Hey.
Hey. Many state parks,
yes.
literally all over.
Everywhere.
They are everywhere. And you can camp. You can do a ton of other things. Some have like lakes and shit that you can go
Absolutely.
on.
Some have lakes. There's some with like horses where you can do horseback riding. Like there's so many.
Lots. Moving on, we also have car shows.
So many car shows.
Metro Cruise right down 28th Street.
That's the big one around here. I know they do a big one down in Detroit as well. I don't remember the name of it.
Literally, the only one I know of is Metro Cruise.
There's so many car shows.
Remember one Metro Cruise? It was me, you, I want to say it was Brad. And we were coming home from Metro Cruise, and we seen that car accident. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Like, they literally got fucking T-boned.
I do remember that.
I don't remember who ran the red light or what happened.
Somebody ran a red light, and I remember...
it happened, like, right in front of us.
We were going down, and we seen taillights, and then headlights. And we went,
oh, shit. I just feel like seeing any kind of accident, like, right in front of you is just like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that was...
Oh, my gosh.
A little nerve-wracking. Racking. We also have farmers markets everywhere. Yes.
Those things are popping up like fucking...
I
was going to say sardines, but that's not a thing. Like sardines.
I have it on my list to go to farmers markets this year.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
You can get some good stuff at farmers markets.
Yes, which they also have food truck Fridays at Riverside Park.
Woo woo.
Check out amazing food trucks.
Food
trucks.
The way your bottom lip just
Blandford Nature Center again.
What the fuck was that? What are you doing?
I don't know.
Listen.
I'm new here.
Yep, Blandford Nature Center is good.
Picnic Pops. That's a fun one that I used to go to all the time. The Grand Rapids Symphony gets together and puts on a show with different, like, interpretation artists or something. Like, I've seen Michael Jackson, Led Zeppelin, all sorts of stuff.
Aren't those called tribute bands?
Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Interpretive
dance.
Listen, start up there going like miming and shit. Like,
I am tired. My brain's not functioning. I'm just barely surviving.
We are barely getting by. Barely. We have disc golfing and mini golf.
There are disc golf and mini golf everywhere.
Of course, there's always like the Craig's
Cruisers,
Cruisers,
ice cream
and, like,
shops,
Chuck E. Cheese, ice cream shops.
So many ice cream shops.
A ton of I skipped one. wine and cider tours, especially in Traverse
Yes.
City, county and state fairs.
All the fairs.
There's Berlin. There's
I
Ionia. There's
love
Hudsonville.
fair food. I will never get on a fair ride, but I will go for fair food.
See, that's the thing. I won't do a fucking roller coaster, but I love me some fair rides.
I do not.
And those ones are set up, tear down in the
I
same
was
day
gonna say
bullshit.
I don't trust the setup, tear down in one day.
My favorite fair ride is the zipper, the one where you're like in the cage and like
Hurl.
you're flipping as like you're going. Oh,
Hurl.
love that one. Or
No,
the real
thank you.
spinny ones. Favorite. Not anymore because
Nah.
after having kids, I feel like they took the spinnies from me.
Took the spinnies right out.
If that makes sense, because I get super nauseous now, like spinning.
No, thank you.
But those ones were my shit.
Splash pads. All
Those
the
are
splash
everywhere.
pads. Parks everywhere. They're
Parks
parks everywhere. That I feel like you could say you can't go anywhere without being 50 foot of a park.
That's facts, because if you're next to a school, there's a park.
Parks everywhere.
Park.
Pack a picnic, go to a park.
Park
Park.
What else is there?
Public libraries. A lot of the libraries
Ooh,
do
we're doing
like
fun stuff.
craft days, story days, like invite guests in to do like guest lectures for like
Yep.
kids, and so many
They
things.
do movies. They do a couple libraries by us are doing like exotic animals
Yes.
and like petting zoos and like movies outside and like popcorn
Yeah.
and just
There's
a
so
bunch
many.
of
Just
like there's a
check out
phone
your local
party.
library. Library. I guarantee you they're doing something. Library.
Something.
The airport watch lot out in Grand Rapids. I go there a lot just for the hell of it.
Never been.
Downtown Rosa Parks Circle. I believe Tuesdays they do swing dancing
Going up
on a Tuesday. But what happens if it's raining outside, Randa?
Then you can find yourself at museums such as the Grand Rapids Museum,
I was gonna do that in the
Henry Ford Museum, Children's Museum, Michigan Science Center, Air Zoo. Are you okay? You were going to do what and where?
I was gonna burp into the microphone, but I went and then turned and burped instead, and then came back and was going to tell you I was going to do that in the microphone. What was about to come out of my mouth, though, was I was going to do that in the parking lot.
Yep. You know. Motherfucker, I can't.
Quit.
And then there's, what is this? Ann Arbor Hands-On. Is that?
It's the Ann Arbor, like, hands-on museum.
Aha! There's Michigan History.
Yes, the Impression 5 Science Center
What she said.
in Lansing. If you need some mom and dad away time with no
Let's
kids.
say if you're of age, there's casinos.
Yes. Soaring Eagle, Firekeepers,
Gun Lake.
Gun Lake. I was like, I know there's more.
What are the other ones? I can't even think of them right
Those
now.
are the big ones. They're everywhere though.
They really are. There's Great Wolf Lodge up in Traverse City.
Yes.
Which also has a water park.
I was gonna say Soaring Eagle Water Park.
Yeah. Bavarian Inn, which they just
I was gonna say
redid.
that's in Frankenmuth.
Whoever.
Frankenmuth.
Franken these titties.
Um, Anyway, there's also the Holland Aquatic Center. That one is, in fact, in Holland and not Grand Haven.
Motherfucker. I love it. There's bowling.
Yes.
Also, if you're within the area, they do a kids free bowling.
They do, yeah, kids bowl free, but
Yes.
there are alleys all over Michigan that are doing it, and I think they're even doing some out of state.
Oh.
So that's really cool.
So you traveling folk.
Yeah.
Won't be me.
No.
And they do like glow in the dark bowling,
Yes.
which is really fun.
Do like the black lights and
Yeah.
laser lights and everything.
Yep.
Glow golf. which is like a mini golf type deal.
Or they do Top Golf.
Yes.
And there's a bunch of driving ranges. There's a bunch of...
That's more outdoor. Top Golf you can be covered and do on crappy weather, but you're still...
Did we say golf for the other one?
We said mini golf.
We said disc golfing and
But,
mini golf.
But glow golf is inside because it's under
Yes, it
like
is.
black lights.
That one's fun.
But with Top Golf, that's like outdoor, but you're covered.
Mitchell's always wanted to do Top Golf, but I don't golf.
You could go and watch.
I can barely mini golf.
You know what you could do? You go there and stand behind him and fuck with him.
I was going to say finger his butt.
Me and Ricky went mini golfing, and I kept like grabbing the club and was like, like trying to like get it in between his legs just to screw him up a little bit.
It's so
Listen,
funny.
I needed to win, and I in fact did win. I kicked
You
his ass.
cheater.
No, I'm just better at mini
Kick
golf.
his ass, Seabass.
There was one where he just kept tink 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 tink.
Dude, that's me. And then I get like I start to like fucking Happy Gilmore it and just get fucking pissed off and just whack.
Sounds about right.
We're mini golfing, you dumbass. Or it's like get in the hole. You don't
Get
want to go
in
home.
your home. Roller skating, roller blading. There's
Yep.
rinks everywhere.
Yep.
Everywhere.
Movie theaters, of course. Get yourself. There's a really
If you
cool
want to
theater.
go into debt, go to the movies, do all the accessories.
That part. But
Or-
there's a really cool movie theater, and for the life of me, I can't remember where it's at. But there's like, they have really comfy seats.
Yes.
And then off to the side is like a play area. So like the kids
think
can
it's in
play while you're watching a
Mesquite.
movie, and they bring you food. They can bring you alcohol if you drink. They can like
Heck yeah.
it's a good time.
Bougie.
That one is a little bit bougier, but
My favorite, Sea Life Aquarium. That's not my favorite aquarium. I just love aquariums. And that's the only one in Michigan.
yes. Malls, of course, if you need to go shopping.
I see a lot of people, especially during the winter, just walking, like mall walking.
When I was pregnant with Ella, I literally just walked the mall.
Yeah.
And that was during the winter time. So
Yeah. Trampoline parks.
Yep.
Those are, I feel like everywhere you turn, they're popping up everywhere. They're
sardines.
jumping up everywhere.
What's the saying?
I don't fucking know.
Is it popping up like daisies?
I don't know.
I don't know either. There's Legoland.
Yes. Arcades, kind of like Dave and Buster's. Craig's Cruisers, kind of.
Speaking of Legoland, there's also the Rainbow Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. That
That
was an
was fun.
experience. That was
Last
good.
time I went there, the food wasn't great, but I loved the atmosphere.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah.
We had went when we went to Legoland when I was
Went.
pregnant with Nickelodeon.
Anywho.
We went when I was pregnant with Elliot, and I remember Mitchell made me soak my feet in the bathtub
Yes.
because my feet were so swollen because we were walking around.
I
the
remember
mall,
that.
Legoland. We went to like Peppa Pig Land and the Rainbow Cafe, and I was like dead.
Right. And that's there are a lot of like indoor high ropes courses that are kind of popping up now.
No way, Jose.
And last but not least, there is also escape rooms. I've never done an escape room, but it is on my list of things. I want to give it a try.
I did it for my bridal shower. We didn't make it out.
Oh no.
They had to let us out. Because you're timed.
Yeah.
You're timed, and you have to get out within this time. And if you don't get out within that time, they let you out. So
I play like the escape room games on
We
my
failed.
well, I used to play like the escape room games on my phone before escape rooms were an actual thing.
that's how you know you're old.
Listen.
Speaking of old,
Listen.
this motherfucker had me cracking up today. I had literally just taken a drink of my coffee, and she goes, "What did you say?"
Said I think I'm going through menopause.
And I about lost it. Just lost it.
I was having hot and cold flashes all weekend. It was hot and then it was cold. And then it
She's
was hot
not
and then it
even
was cold.
30 yet,
Listen,
you guys.
We're close. Not there yet, but we're close. All right.
Soon.
So, enjoy your summers.
Now you have no excuse of what to do for the
Have
summer.
fun. Do a summer kickoff activity and make a summer bucket list of all the things that you want to do.
Yeah. Make a calendar and write down.
Yeah.
I write down like 3 things that you really want to do
Absolutely.
for each month. That way you feel like you've done something versus just
Nothing.
sitting in the house and not doing anything.
Less.
And a lot of the stuff that we mentioned is free.
Yes.
Make a picnic lunch, go to a park, eat it.
I was going to say, I feel like we did stuff every single week last summer.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was like, let's go hang out at this park. Let's go to this splash pad. Let's, go have a picnic.
Yeah.
And yeah.
There's always something fun to do.
Yes.
So with that being said, bye.
We'll see you next week. We're tired.
Comment your favorite thing to do in
Hold
the
on.
summer.
Comment your favorite thing to do in the summer and what state.
Ooh.
If it's a different state.
Yeah.
Our intro was very rudely interrupted by the camera, but
Intro.
exit.
Outro.
Listen, even the camera is sick of it today, so we're going to leave now. All right? We'll see you next week. Bye.